Alright, hello and welcome back to Katawa Shoujo. So we just left Amy after, our little pillow fight and this little touching scene where he realized that he loves her. And now we are back in our room, or Hisa was back in his room. So let's see what happens. By the way, it's in the middle of the night, so please forgive me if I yawn or something. But I'm trying to keep up my video schedule, my upload schedule. So here we go. A night of restlessness has left me feeling fairly groggy this morning. The events of the previous day keep intruding upon my mind. The memory of how Amy felt against me. The memory of our wrestling match. Well, that sounds a little bit wrong, but okay. And most bothersome, the memory of her nightmare. She was in so much pain. Yeah, this was really a little bit strange and horrible. I can't stop wondering what it must be like for her to wake up with nobody there. The shower shocks me awake with hot water. Awake, but still worried. What will happen today? Will things just go back to normal? End of the episode, back to the status quo. There was a connection yesterday. Something that nearly pushed us past the boundaries of normal friendship. Would that have been so bad? My mind goes back to the look in Amy's eyes after our pillow fight. It almost seemed like she was daring me to go on. Almost. But I can't know for sure. Anyway, the track captain's probably first in her affections. Yeah, no, I don't think so. You would probably have met him if she was first in her affections. She's always with you and not with him. But even as I say that, my mind is already snorting derisively. I'm just looking for an excuse, a reason for everything to go wrong. Yeah, you're right. A reason to not try, absolutely. It's not as if I've even seen the two of them together outside of track practice, right? And clearly he's never visited. Amy said as much herself. If they were close, surely he'd visit. I'm such a wuss. I ought to just go for it anyway. Damn the consequences. And the music. Music. Right in the fields. Right in the fields. That's what Amy would do, I think. Hell, I know that's what she'd do. Which is partially why I'm convinced there's no interest on her end. She hasn't acted either. Yeah. Well. Maybe because of this track captain. It's possible she's got a bit of an unrequited crush thing going on. Or maybe, only because, well, she's not shy or anything, but maybe it's even for her hard to, tell stuff like that. But who would be able to clarify their relationship? It sure as hell can't be Amy. She'd probably just laugh, ask why I wanted to know. And I'm not ready to answer that yet. Rin would probably just give me some cryptic answer or something. And then, with my luck, she'd just ask Amy, who would ask me why I wanted to know, and I've already covered that problem. I wonder, could I get away with asking the nurse? Seems pretty protective of Amy. I'm sure he'd know if something was up. And he owes me for not letting Amy know he forgot to tell me about her being ill, so he'll keep quiet. What if he asks me why I want to know, though? I can shake him off. Just say I'm curious as a friend. He'll buy that, won't he? Of course he won't. Of course he won't. Of course. That's settled then. After the run, I'll talk to him while Amy's waiting outside the office. Well, I don't think that'll work out the way you imagine it. There's no sign of Amy when I arrive at the track. Is she still too ill? I decide to give her 10 minutes. I'm a little early, and she was ill yesterday, so if she takes a while to show up, it shouldn't be surprising. Still, I would hate to just waste my time, so I occupy myself by stretching and pacing back and forth anxiously. What if I went too far yesterday? What if she doesn't come because she's embarrassed? What if... You're early again, Hisao. I'm impressed. Just like that, I feel some of the tension leaving my body. Amy seems to be bright and cheerful as usual, with no sign that she even was ill the other day, much less had a less than restful sleep. Still, I have to ask. Sleep well last night? It's just a throwaway question. Small talk. The sort of thing people ask they bump into the cafe while getting their morning coffee. But not for us. At least not for me. I don't know if Amy realizes that I'm actually concerned about how well she slept last night, but the question does give her a pause. After a short moment of what seems like her genuinely pondering this, she nods. Yep, sure did. Was it because of me? Did I actually help? Or are you just saying that to get me to stop asking questions? Yeah, you're overthinking things, man. Good to hear. Amy grins and begins warming up. So, ready to begin? Pfft, am I ready? Of course I'm ready. I was born ready. Amy laughs at my bravado, and we take off running. I keep a steady pace the whole time, breathing steadily. I still feel dead at the end, but at least I don't gasp like a fish out of water now. Amy is positively beaming after the run today. Nice job, Hisao. You're improving. You'll be half as fast as me in no time. This last line is delivered with a teasing grin that I've grown all too used to. Oh, how exciting. Amy begins to run her sprints while I'll take a cool down lap. She's really pushing herself today. By the time I'm done with my lap, she's laying across one of the bleachers, looking exhausted. Goodness, not pushing it a little too much today, are you? You did just have a cold, you'll recall. Amy gives an annoyed snort and sits up. Pah! I'm just trying to make up for lost time, that's all. I went twice as hard today, you know. A good run always gets the kinks out, you know. Clears the mind too. Oh? Amy nods vigorously. Yep, it's a great outlet for that sort of thing. She does not explain further, and I don't ask. I suppose I know the real reason she went so hard today. Being sick had nothing to do with it. Something is bothering her. Maybe the nightmare. Maybe something else. But it's not my place to pry. She'd tell me if she wanted me to know. I'm sure that comes in handy. You have no idea. The sincerity in her voice confirms my suspicion. The only problem is, even though I know she'd tell me if she wanted me to know, I still want to know. Yeah. Something on your mind then? Amy doesn't seem surprised by my question. Instead she shrugs. Nah, it's nothing worth getting worried about. She seems as if she's trying to convince herself as much as she's convincing me. I open my mouth to ask if yesterday is responsible for her current state of mind, but think better of it. Yeah, that would be the greatest question. Too much risk of her taking the question the wrong way. Well, there is only a wrong way to take this question. Besides, I'm not even sure myself what to think about yesterday. Really, I can only get about as far as how it felt to have Amy sleeping next to me before my brain shuts down. Okay. Having her before me now, covered in sweat and looking wryly at me, she's making it difficult to think. You're an animal, Hisao, really. You start becoming an animal. Yeah, I hear you. We'd better hurry to see the nurse. We're running short on time. Aren't we always? Amy laughs at this, a dry chuckle that seems most un-Amy-like. Too true. For a brief moment, she looks old, worn down by some old hurt. Just like yesterday, I can almost see her shouldering the burden and straightening up slightly. And then she's back to being Amy again. Come on then, Hisao, race ya! With a sudden smile, she darts off. Hey, no fair! I take off after her, knowing I won't catch her, but not caring. Even if there's no chance of catching her, I'll still run after her. Oh my god, this could be metaphoric. Whoa. deep shit. Amy's waiting for me at the door as I arrive. Well, well, look who's finally shown up. Yeah, yeah. Enjoy your victory while you can. Amy grins as the nurse pokes his head out of the door. Well, there you are. Come on in, Hiso. Ah, there is his music. Always when he shows up I say this, but I love his theme music. In what has become a familiar routine by now, he checks my blood pressure and my heart rate. A bit fast today, isn't it? Yeah, I kind of raised Amy here. The nurse laughs. That's never a good idea. He leans in to whisper to me in a conspiratory manner. I don't know if you've heard, but Amy's a bit of a track star. I reel back in mock surprise. Really? She never mentioned it before. The two of us share a laugh. Did she do okay today? Cold seemed to bother her. Why don't you ask her? He rolls his eye in exasperation. Of course I'm going to ask her too, but she'll tell me that she didn't have any problems, regardless of whether or not she did. So I'm asking you, because you are her friend, would probably tell me if she had trouble today. When he puts it that way, it makes a lot more sense. It made sense from the beginning, you idiot. She seemed pretty good today, if a little more tired than usual. She was already feeling better when I dropped by yesterday, so I'm not that surprised. The nurse nods, though I notice he tenses slightly when I mention yesterday's visit. Well, that's good to hear. I figured it was just a 24-hour thing. Amy tends to recover quickly from colds and the like. That's cool. Hey, speaking of Amy. She and the track captain. Oh, you know. Oh my, this is so obvious. So obvious. There isn't a more obvious way to ask that. A look of suspicion crosses his face. Why do you ask? Well, it's just that they seem kind of close. I was just curious, you know. And I'd never ask her, because that would be kind of embarrassing. So far so good. Now to really sell it. Besides, I think they'd make a cute couple. Still obvious. Well, I don't suppose you're the first to think that. But I think I can say with some certainty that the two of them will never do anything like that. Certainty? Yep. Not that I could tell you, of course. Confidentiality and all that. Yeah, right, you're just like holding a secret over my head. That too. Right, get out of here. I'm a busy man, you know. I roll my eyes at his last statement and head out the door, motioning to Amy to go in. The whole time I'm trying to keep up from doing a celebratory dance. The two of them will never do anything like that. That's precisely the sort of thing I wanted to hear. I'm half tempted to make some sort of a move on Amy right now, but I think the nurse would probably disapprove. Besides, I still don't know exactly how Amy feels about me. I mean, it's obvious that she cares about me as a friend. Something more than that? I can't be certain. Even so, I can't help but feel hopeful. I just need to figure out a good time to tell Amy exactly how I feel. That puzzle should keep me occupied for the rest of the day at least. The rooftop is completely deserted. I always think about this desert when I read this, not about the desert. Normally I could count on Rin to be up here before me, but she's strangely absent. I wonder if she decided to accompany Amy to the cafeteria for once. That seems pretty unlikely, but it's all I can think of right now. Part of me wants to go look for Rin, but a far larger part of me is too pleased with the way the sun feels on my skin to care. I pick idly at my lunch while I wait for Amy and Rin to show up. It does not take long for me to hear the sounds of someone coming up the stairs. I wait until the door begins to open before talking. Took you long enough. It's probably neither Amy nor Rin. Keeping me waiting for you, honestly. The two of you are... Huh? Oh, that's odd. The only person standing in the doorway is Amy, who looks mildly confused. Oh, okay. So Rin is missing. Okay. What do you mean, huh? It's me, you know, Amy. We run in the mornings. She grins and I feel my heart jump slightly in my chest at the sight. Yes, I knew that. I'm just confused. Where's Rin? Amy's grin is replaced by a rather guilty-looking expression. Yeah, about that. Kind of. Sort of, so we had a fight? Gave her my coat. Oh, okay. Oh dear. What a coincidence. Now you are alone. Am I at risk too? It would make sense after all. Amy and I were in close contact the other day. So what did she and Rin do that got her ill? Steady on, old lad. Don't go down. Don't go down that road. At least not during that time of the day. Maybe in the evening. Rin's just probably got a worse immune system than me. You, with heart problems. Oh, well, anyway. Amy seems shocked by my comment, like she hadn't considered that before. I hope not. I'll feel terrible if you get ill because of me, Hisao. Oh man, I think I feel a fever coming on. Amy looks horrified and then quickly shifts into a more angry expression. Hisao, you stop getting sick this instant. I won't have it. Impulsively she seizes me by the collar. Are you listening to me, Hisao's immune system? Get your ass in gear. Get your ass in gear. I give a smart salute. Duly noted, ma'am. Amy steps back and nods, satisfied. Good. You are not allowed to miss any of our morning runs, after all. But you missed the morning run. Amy crosses her arms and looks at me hardly. Yes, but that's a special case. It was me, and not you. Yeah, this is the part of the relationship I don't like. That you have some special things that you are allowed to do and I'm not. Like eating cake or not going running. I want to eat cake. I don't want to run. Well, anyway. That's not an explanation at all. Amy looks flabbergasted. You're kidding, right? That explanation makes perfect sense, yeah, maybe in your mind. No, it doesn't. It's a blatant double standard. Right. I don't see what that has to do with anything. Oh, fine. Amy seems pleased by her victory. Anyway, is Rin going to be okay? She's not terribly ill, right? Amy shakes her head. Nope, she'll be fine. I got her some cold medicine that should help her. Although I probably should have made sure she didn't try to take them all at once. Oh yeah, that might be a problem with her. She's done it before, you know. Oh, somehow I don't find this all that surprising. I doubt Rin is one to pay attention to maximum dosages and such. Oh, you're saying she's a drug abuser? Because I don't think so. At least I don't hope so. You should probably check in on her later then, just to make sure. Amy shrugs. I'll stop by after practice. She'll be fine until then. I nod, figuring that line of conversation is over. The only problem is I don't know what else to talk about. So, you got any more track meets coming up? That is a terribly roundabout way of trying to see if she's free on the weekend. If she's free, then maybe I can ask her on a date or something. Well, assuming I can get myself to actually form the words. Amy shakes her head. Nah, not for another couple weeks, I think. The season's winding down. Oh yeah, I came in right in the middle of things, didn't I? Does that mean exams are coming up soon? I should probably look into that. What do you do on weekends if there's not a meet? An eyebrow goes up, and Amy gets a teasing look on her face. You're awfully inquisitive today, aren't you? I shrug, and hope it looks casual. Just making conversation. I don't know what it's like to be a track star after all. Pfft, flattery. She waves her hand idly. I'm not actually that good, you know. You just so happen to see me on a good day is all. You liar. Yeah. No. Heh, yeah. And there she goes. You know, she says what she thinks. And, well, she's not really, how do you say that? But humility, oh, yeah, humility, right. She does, well, she isn't humility. You know, she doesn't show humility usually. That's what I want to say. But humility is the sign of a good athlete. At least that's what my dad used to say. That again. She shrugs and tries unsuccessfully to hide the rather troubled expression her face has taken on. Hey, what's up? You seem bothered by something. Amy starts to deny it, then sighs in defeat. I wonder if she's too tired from being sick to get herself to deny it like usual. Or if she actually just trusts me enough at this point to open up finally. I'm wondering like 2 episodes. Well, you remember last night? Do I ever? I settle for nodding, however. That's not the first time that's happened to me. Actually, I get them kind of... She pauses as if it suddenly occurred to her what she's doing. It's almost like she's breaking some sort of personal rule here. But she starts up again, choosing her words carefully. Well, not often, but on occasion. It's just been one of those weeks where that's what happens. A sigh escapes her, and she looks terribly frustrated. I reach over and give her a hug, which unlike last time doesn't seem to shock her. All that hug stuff. Instead, she seems to relax as my arms wrap around her. We stay that way for a while. Hey, you know, I was serious last night. You can really talk to me if stuff... okay. Like this is bothering you. It's always difficult to do this sort of thing solo, you know. Amy smiles, breaks the embrace, stays leaning on my shoulder. Thanks, Isao. I'll be fine, I think. I can already see her reassembling herself, getting ready to bottle it all up again. Guess that topic is closed now. So hey, given any more thought to that career survey? Can't say I have. I don't tend to plan very far ahead, you know. Although I suppose I could at least start looking into college, huh? I shrug. I suppose unless you were serious about that pirate thing. Last I checked, pirates didn't have much need for universities. Or you know, isn't that easy to manipulate people, stealing stuff, murdering people? I mean, it's not the best thing to do, but it's not easy, I'm pretty sure about that. Unless there's like a pirate university out there somewhere. Well, there's probably none of this. Amy giggles and starts to look like a little like her old self, but there's a new element to her expression. Impish. That's how I'd describe it. Amy looks impish, looking up at me with her head nestled into my shoulder. Would you come with me if I ran off to be a pirate? Oh my god, this is so cute. I'm trying to stay manly here. Of course I would. Who in their right mind would pass up the opportunity to be pirates with you? Well, when you put it that way, I'm not sure. She giggles again. I notice that my heart seems to have sped up. It's probably due to Amy's proximity to me. That hint of strawberries again. I can't help but grin as I gaze down at her. She's happy again. Hey, Isao. If you're going to kiss me, you should probably do it soon. I think the lunch bell is about to ring. My thoughts grind to a sudden halt. I'm pretty sure my mouth is hanging open in shock. All I can manage is strangled. This amuses Amy even more. You are thinking about it, weren't you? Well, not particularly, but I think, you know, it would have happened in the near future. She sits up, bringing her face level with mine. I'd probably enjoy it, you know. So she makes the first step. You expected it from her, she did it. Be happy, guy. You are a really... Well... She briefly composes herself, looking like she's about to say something important. If you haven't figured it out by now, I think I've developed a bit of a crush on you. You're going to have to do something about that. This time her grin short-circuits several important thought processes. At some point I turned toward her, and at another point her arms moved to around my neck. At yet another, my arms wrapped around her waist. I'll be damned if I could tell precisely when that happened. Because at the moment there's only a voice in the back of my head yelling at me to kiss her. I look into Amy's eyes. There it is. The thing I saw yesterday on the bed is there again. It suddenly strikes me that she's worried that I'll reject her. What a silly worry for her to have. Well, there you have it, people. That wasn't that romantic. Too straightforward for me, but okay, I'll take it. Her lips taste faintly of strawberries. Maybe she brushes her teeth with her shampoo. She leans into the kiss and her arms tighten around the back of my head, making sure that I don't pull away. Yeah, she has the control in this relationship. Not that there was any danger of that. In German we say she is wearing the pants. There's a chilling feeling in my gut. The world falls away. There's just me and her and this bench. My arms tighten, drawing her waist closer, entranced by the feel of her. I inhale her scent, my mind trying desperately to memorize everything about how she tastes, how she smells, how she feels. The ringing of the bell snaps us both back to reality, and we break the kiss. Amy's cheeks are slightly flushed. She seems to be catching her breath. In her defense, so am I. We stand there for a few moments, trying to wrap our heads around what we've just done. Amy is the first to break the silence. So, wanna grab dinner after I'm done with practice? What a coincidence. I was about to ask you the same thing. Well, actually, I suppose it was going to be some kind of proper date on the weekend or something, but the thought was there, I think. Amy gives me a playful shove. Yeah, right. You are still in shock from how incredibly awesome I am at kissing. We begin to head down the stairs back to our receptive classrooms. Hey, I didn't see you talking immediately afterwards either. That I didn't. See you after practice, Hisao. She leans in quickly and gives me a quick kiss in the middle of the hallway, sending me into another brief state of mental freefall. Yeah. As I head into my classroom, a giggling Misha greets me. Why, Hee-chan, you romantic you. Did you confess on the rooftop? Did you? Actually, I think it was the other way around, yeah. Because she is the man in this relationship. This sends Misha into a fresh fit of laughter. Young love is so unpredictable, isn't it? This being Misha, I suppose I should have expected her to tease me over this. I guess, but who cares right now? But before I can really respond, Mutu's entered the room and Misha skips off to her seat, giggling all the while. I suspect that I'll get a lot of that sort of conversation now, especially seeing as how Amy kissed me right in the middle of the hall. Well, she's straightforward. But somehow I don't care about that. Yeah, that's right. For the first time since arriving here, my heart feels light. Act 3, Perspective. Okay, a new act. We should stop here, but we're only 30 minutes in, so I'll go on a little. My head is in a spin all through Mutu's class. I'm going to have dinner with Amy, who wants to be my girlfriend, no less. Date. Then she kissed me. Kiss. I keep going back to it, playing it over in my mind again and again. Everything about that moment felt so right. My mind drifts off, lost in thoughts of Emi. Nakai? Hello? It seems like I've drifted a bit too far. Huh? What? Igat, you've contracted some kind of amnesia. Someone get the nurse! The class chuckles at Mutu's antics. Sorry, sir. Won't happen again and all that, right? Exactly. Mutu brightens considerably. Well, lovely to hear. I'd hate to have my star pupil slacking off after all. I've been doing well, but I hardly qualify as a star pupil, I think. I'm fairly certain that this class is the sort that everyone does well in. It's just memorizing formulas. True to my word, I managed to pay attention for the rest of the class. Nakai, may I have a word with you? Oh, what is going to happen? By the way, I am still wondering why he received the letter. You know, there has to be a point of that. But you know, maybe it's just there. Well, no, I think they will make something with the letter. But let's see. I wonder if I'm in trouble for earlier. Sure. Am I in trouble? Mutu looks genuinely confused for a moment. I beg your pardon. He tilts his head to one side and thinks for a moment. Oh, that. No, you're not in any sort of trouble. There's just a question I want to ask you. What's that? Nothing terrible. I was just wondering what your plans for after graduation are. Are you going to university? Yeah, I guess. I can't really see a reason not to go. Given any thought to what you'll study? Not really, no. I figure I'll come up with something when I get there. Mutu laughs. Taking things as they come, huh? I'd argue against it, but that's how I did things when I went to university. Cool. Well, not really. I knew I'd go into science. I just wasn't sure which one. Ended up with physics, but could just as well have gone for astronomy or what have you. Actually, I did go for chemistry first, but there were all sort of things. Mutu trails off and frowns slightly. It takes a minute for him to recover his train of thought, and I wait patiently for him to continue. So anyway, I did a lot of physics as well, because I hadn't interested in that, and I wasn't sure if it was for me. So I went back to chemistry, and here we are, yes? He smiles at me enthusiastically, as if waiting for me to confirm that yes, here is where we are, I think. Somehow I get the feeling that Mutu had a plan for this conversation, but I'll be damned if I can figure it out. I'm sorry I'm not following you. Mutu frowns and rubs his chin a bit, looking perplexed. He then snaps his fingers as if he's remembered what the point of all this was. Right, yes, you. Me? Yes, you should look into studying one of the sciences. You are fantastic in it. Unless you'd rather just go into math. Mutu makes a sour face. Not a big fan of straight math. I always like the experiments more than the proofs. Yeah, I'm kind of with you there. You know, just learning math and all that's important and stuff, but just learning math doesn't. Yeah, you know, of course it's important. Without mathematics, physics, and all that stuff wouldn't work, or couldn't explain them. Let's put it like that. But you know, physicists try to explain the world and stuff, and try to understand it, and math people don't. Mathematics don't. You're saying I should study science at university? Mutu seems thrown off balance by my question. Well, sort of. You could also join the science club. Trouble is, there's not actually a science club. But there could be. You could even be a charter member. A founding father. Of course, you'd need to find other members. Well, only if you wanted to. We could just start it up with the two of us. And, I could give you things to read. We could talk about them. Oh my god. And I could help you get ready for university and such as well. Wait! Muto rummages around in his briefcase and tosses me a book. Read that. If it's interesting, then we can talk about it. Brief History of Time. I don't know if I actually want to read this, but Muto seems pretty excited about it. What's it about? Time, space, space-time, black holes and such. And it's not that dense, just to see if that sort of thing's interesting for you. You understand? Hang around after class and we can either discuss it, or I can show you how to make explosives in the lab. He waves a hand at my quizzical expression. Joking, sorry. Still, I've kept you here long enough for now. Think about science as a career path, Nakai. I think you'd enjoy it. Okay, I will. Thank you for the book. I leave the classroom and look up at the clock. Quite a chunk of time to kill until Amy's out of practice. Guess I'll give this book a look. I should probably shower as well. My god, how many times are you showering? Showering before a date is only proper, right? Oh yeah, right, the date, sorry. I head back to the dorms. I wonder where I'm supposed to meet Amy anyway. She said after practice, but she didn't say where I should find her. I guess I can just swing by the track. That's probably best anyway. If she needs a shower, I can just wait for her in her room or something. Or in the hallway, I guess. That would be better as well. I take a quick shower, remembering to take my medication once I hop out. Now for a look at this book. I wake with a start. Shit, what time is it? A glance at the clock reveals that I've been asleep for nearly an hour. Oh, that's not long, okay. Thank goodness. Amy's practice should be finishing up soon. I throw on some casual clothes and head for the track. Somehow I get the feeling we won't be doing anything fancy for dinner. Amy doesn't strike me as a very fancy sort of person. Yeah, and I personally think she is, at least for a date. Well, maybe I'm wrong. But that's how usually things in manga, anime or stuff go. Still, I suppose there's a lot I have yet to know about Amy. Despite our newfound closeness, I still feel like I don't know her as well as I should. Oh well, I've lots of time to fix that. To be honest, I'm looking forward to getting to know her more. I'm so caught up in my own thoughts that I hardly register that I'm already at the track. Amy is nowhere to be found. I don't even see any signs of the track team. This could be embarrassing. I turn to head towards the girls' dormitory when I hear a shout. Hey, Hisao! Okay, she wears also more casual clothes. I turn around to see Amy making a beeline for me with a gym bag slung over her shoulder. She has sailed into some decidedly more casual clothing. A pair of shorts and an olive green top. Her running blades have been replaced by more realistic looking legs that probably wouldn't fool anyone. Amy doesn't seem to care about that, a fact which makes me smile. Hey, you came! Hey, you came! I mean, I figured you would, but still. I suddenly find myself wrapped up in a rather affectionate hug, and it proves to be impossible for me to keep what must be the world's largest grin off my face. For one moment I was thinking stuff when I read world's largest. Oh my god, what time is it? 1:30 AM. That's the only reason I think that stuff, you know. Well, of course I came. They want me to do those jokes. They want me to make these jokes, really. I'd be crazy not to, right? Amy ponders for a moment. You know, that's true. I mean, I'm pretty amazing after all. I shrug in response. I certainly think so. It's an offhand remark, which is why I'm surprised to see that it seems to have caught Amy by surprise. She blushes and smiles warmly at me before planting a kiss on my lips. Now it's my turn to be surprised. Amy steps back, resting her weight on her back heel, looking pleased with herself. My brain fumbles for an appropriate response. I should compliment you more often. Amy laughs and gives me a playful shove. Jerk. I throw an arm around Amy's shoulders and am pleased when she immediately leans into me, as if it were the most natural thing in the world. So where to? I'm not actually sure. You're never sure, are you? Where do people go on dates around here anyway? That's a damn good question. I've got no idea. Why don't we just head down to the Aura Mart and grab something portable? Amy's face brightens at this idea. A picnic! I think you're onto something, Hisao. Amy snakes her arm around my waist and we begin to head for the front gate. I'm entirely unsure of what I'm meant to do in this situation, but at least Amy seems to be equally clueless. Despite the relaxing feeling of being with Amy, I still can't help feeling a little tense. What if I do something wrong? I'd hate to make an ass out of myself. The trip to the Aura Mart is accompanied by Amy's chatter about how practice went. I keep quiet for the most part, merely enjoying the warmth of being around Amy. We get a few odd looks from passers-by, but I don't mind. We wind up buying some bread and instant noodles, realizing too late that we cannot actually cook the latter in the park. Well, oh well, I'll make it for lunch or something. That'll work. The park is located after a brief loss of direction that I blame entirely on Amy. She, of course, blames me. We find a spot beneath a tree and sit down. I lean back against the trunk. Amy sits across from me. I guess we should have brought a blanket or something to sit on, huh? Amy shrugs. I don't mind. I think the thing everyone does in this game is shrugging. Neither do I. Amy tosses me a package of bread and we dig in. Curry bread. Interesting. Well, more like strange. I guess I wasn't really paying attention to what I grabbed in the store. Probably not. Hey Hisao, you look like your bread's a little spicy. I shake my head, trying in vain to keep an image of manliness. Nah, it's hardly spicy at all. Or wait, again. Nah, it's hardly spicy at all. I see. That must be why your face has gotten so red. Yes, exactly. The lack of spice has got my blood up. Because of the disappointment. Amy laughs and swallows the last of her bread. Well, if you can't handle it, I'll be glad to take it off your hands. Hey, just because you wolfed down yours so quickly doesn't mean I'm just going to give you mine. Amy mock pouts, causing me to nearly choke on my bread with laughter. Ah, come on, Hisao. Aren't you supposed to be concerned with making sure I've got enough to eat now? We're dating, you know. Though, Amy looks troubled all of a sudden. I can't say I feel any different. What do you mean by that? What makes this a date? It's just what we would have done anyway, really. But this should feel different because when we had lunch we were friends, and now we're a level above friends. You sound like Rin. Laughter escapes and Amy grins. Well, she might have put the thought into my mind. We've talked about that sort of thing before. Really? About me? Not really. Just stuff, really. Huh. Rin thinks that the change of a label from friend to girlfriend seems arbitrary most of the time. Like there's no difference between the two. I can think of at least one, you know. It's like 12 o'clock or... You know, it's midday, the sun is shining and you are talking perverted stuff. Ah, okay. You just saved yourself, my friend. You don't tend to kiss your friends quite as much. For the second time today, Amy blushes slightly and giggles. I suppose you're right. Exactly. I'm always right about things like this. Amy rolls her eyes and chuckles. Guess you're pretty smart, huh? I nod in agreement. Yep. Even Muto thinks so. He thinks I should go into some scientific study after graduation. Amy raises an eyebrow. Oh really? Yeah, I'm thinking I actually might do just that. Really, the more I consider the idea, the more it appeals to me. I make a mental note to look into a little more closely. So what are you thinking of doing after graduation? Still planning on running? Amy shrugs, seeming almost a bit hesitant. I don't know. If I'm good enough and I can find a team, I guess. You mean you aren't sure? I haven't really thought about it, to be honest. Really? You probably should, you know. Graduation isn't that far off. Amy fidgets a little nervously. Yeah, well, it's far enough, right? Besides, I've got other things to think about. There's a mischievous flash behind Amy's eyes, and I suddenly find myself gloriously pinned against the tree. Like making sure this is a real date, right? Oh my god. I mean, if we don't kiss, then it's not a date at all, right? I suppose. Okay. Strawberries and curry. Not the best combination, but I don't think I mind. Amy sits back on my legs and grins again. Now, science would approve, right? I have the oddest mental image of Muto nodding seriously and making a mark on some checklist. I can't help laughing at the idea. Well, I'll admit, this is the first time I've ever witnessed a kiss being met with laughter. Should I feel offended? Oh no. I'm sure science approves. Amy beams at me, and I find it increasingly difficult to keep my brain functioning properly. Oh good! It starts getting a bit repetitive. It is at this point I notice that Amy has stolen the remainder of my curry bread, while I was otherwise occupied with images of teachers wielding clipboards. Hey! Amy tries to look innocent, but considering she just crammed the last bits of my bread into her mouth, it does not appear to be working. Oh, sorry, who is this? Thief. A shrug from my companion is all I get in response. You used your feminine wiles on me. I wasn't that hungry anyway, but I still feel that the point needs to be made. Thank you, Kenji, for teaching us. Amy seems confused by the phrase feminine wiles. Feminine or not feminine, I don't even know this. I don't think this word exists. Feminine wiles. The understanding dawns on her features after a moment's thought. Was it anything of this sort? You are laughing. Feminine wiles don't involve laughing. I guess I can't argue with this. It doesn't change your thievery. Amy laughs at my injured tone and gives me a playful shove. Shove? Fine, you can have the instant noodles. Are you kidding? That stuff is terrible. If anything, you should definitely eat it as a punishment. Another laugh from the girl sitting on my legs, both of which have fallen asleep by now. I twitch one leg to try waking it up, which has the unintended effect of unbalancing Amy, who falls to the side with a startled "Eep." Whoops, sorry about that. Legs fell asleep on me. Amy remains on the ground, giggling. I stand up a little shakily, feeling the nerves in my legs return to normal. My eyes wander off the scenery before fixing on the figure of Amy, who has yet to get up. Her hair changed color. Her hair is splayed out around her head, her arms are spread, and laughter is bubbling up through her mouth. Everything about Amy seems condensed into this one image. Her energy, her spirit, her childish giggling. The urge to lay down on the grass with her rises swiftly from the back of her mind to the forefront of my thoughts, and indeed I am convinced that I would love nothing more than do just that. Unfortunately, the sun has set, and it's probably time for us to get back to the dormitories. While Amy may be happy to stay out here all night, I don't think I have the ability. Besides, homework soon beckons. It wouldn't make sense to start thinking about things like university and then slack off, would it? Well, I extend a hand to Amy to help her up. We should probably get going. Amy makes a sour face. You're right. She grabs my proffered hand. Proffered, okay. And I pull her to her feet and into a hug. This time I am the one who kisses her, unable to resist having Amy against me. Seems a shame to leave, you know. Yeah, it does. But if we don't get back to school soon, we'll probably get into trouble. Amy pokes me in the ribs playfully. And you need to do your homework, I'm sure. Sadly, you are absolutely right. I throw my arm around her shoulders and we make the trek back to the school, accompanied by occasional bouts of laughter as our conversation jumps from subject to subject. Everything from running to school to the peculiar way that one of the cafeteria workers spells "oh." All too soon we find ourselves outside of the girls' dormitory building. Well, I guess I'll be going then. I guess so, huh? Amy grins at me again with a mischievous look. Are you going to be able to survive without me? I laugh. I'm sure I'll manage. What terrible! Aren't you supposed to say something like, I'll be counting the seconds you are away? I don't think so. Amy puts me down into a quick goodbye kiss and steps back, looking unexpectedly shy. Well, to me she looks more like pleased. Thanks for dinner. I really had fun. Honestly, I did. So did I. I think we shall have to do it again sometime. Amy laughs at my deadpan delivery and nods. See you bright and early tomorrow morning, right? We've got to run off that bread after all. Of course, despite the fact that you ate most of it. Yeah, despite that. See you later, Hisao. As Amy turns to head inside, I notice something weird. Something so weird that I'm surprised I didn't notice it earlier. She's limping slightly, favoring the left leg. Hey, Amy! Is your leg okay? Amy looks confused, or at least fakes confusion. What are you talking about? Your right leg, you are limping. There's the briefest flash of concern on Amy's face. Either she didn't want me to know, or she didn't think I'd notice. Or I prefer to think she just didn't realize it. Oh, that! She shrugs casually. Must have got knocked a little out of a ligament during the picnic. No idea what would have caused that, of course. I think back to being pinned under the tree. You should have told me. You could have stopped and fixed it, you know. Amy waves a hand airily. It's not that big of a deal. Don't worry about it, okay, Hisao? It's fine. Yeah, you know, you worry about nothing. That's the problem. Why do I get the feeling that she's convincing herself as well as me? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. You know, as all of you know, this wasn't the couple I wanted. But now that I see that he is honestly and genuinely in love with her, I don't want to destroy it. So, pressing her is probably not the right decision. She's more like, I think she gets defensive when we are having a fight if I press Amy. But if I let it rest, it's probably going to be a problem. She already had that one time. Oh, I will press her. This is wrong. Oh, this will be wrong. I don't want to destroy it already. Let it rest. Press Amy. No, I think I have to press her. Yes, I press Amy. Are you absolutely sure? You don't want to go ahead and adjust it before heading up the stairs? You could get hurt if you don't, right? I said it was fine, Hisao. Seriously, don't worry about it. I've got some experience in this matter after all. Yeah, I suppose so. Amy grins reassuringly. Honestly, Hisao, I appreciate the concern, but I really am okay. Now really, I need to get going. Your attempts to keep me around are doomed to fail. Of course. Okay, I hope, at least it didn't end up in a fight or something. so it was probably the right decision. Just prolonging the goodbye, I suppose. Another grin lights up Amy's face. Good night, Isao. Good night. As she limps inside, I find myself hoping she's okay despite her assurances that she's fine. I hope you'll go ask the nurse. I think I can call this a successful first date. Hell, any day that ends with Amy pinning me under a tree to kiss me can't be bad, can it? I head back to my room, mentally thank the gods that Kenji doesn't ambush me in the hallway, and get started on my homework. Yeah. Though I would have loved to read that conversation. Alright, now we really have to stop. It's 2 in the morning. But I want to go on. Maybe I'll make a next part, but at least we finished this part off now. So they are finally a couple, huh? Well, it's a done deal since like 4 or 5 parts, so I hope they stick together now and I didn't decide some nonsense or something. But let's see. Alright, thank you for watching. If you want to see more, come back and see you then. Bye bye.